Trump versus Elon. What kind of impact did this have on the market, and what kind of an impact will it continue to have on the market? Well, the answer is right in front of you. It had an immediate several hours of pure fear and capitulation, bringing Bitcoin down to exactly $100,000 and a little bit of change. And then we recovered completely back up to where before we were at any of the drama was going on. I think it is a big show. I think it's a lot of attention seeking and just a lot of baseless comments as they were having a little bit of a falling out publicly, and emotions got pretty high. We'll go into it. I found an article that Discover Crypto talked about from Cointelegraph, kind of breaking down some of the statistics of it. We'll talk about that. Of course, we will get into some of the economic data that was posted today, and we will get into some DeSci news. I just got off of a very fun call with Pump Science and some of the drug devs from the new launches that will be coming up very shortly. So hopefully you guys are ready for some excitement in the market to return. Now, yesterday on the live stream, I was saying how I believe that Bitcoin needs to or will come down to retest the $99,000 area and some of the moving averages. I was expecting us to wait until mid-June-ish for that to take place, so the next week or two of falling. But it seems that Trump and Elon had a different decision in mind and just caused a really rapid retest and then a rapid bounce back off of the 50-day moving average, enough to liquidate anyone who put their stop losses right below the previous spot here, the previous low from back in May. Will that be enough of a down test, a retest of the moving averages? I have no idea. I think it could be enough to send us higher. That might have been all we see, but we're gonna have to wait and see. What's going on, Beagle? How's it going, Morales? Welcome in, Wild Africa. Zaj in the house. Beagle, welcome, welcome. As you guys come into the live stream, please do hit that thumbs up on the live stream. It means the world to me. Ethereum, similar story. It does not have the same head and shoulders pattern that Bitcoin had, but had a big sell-off and halfway done with rebounding. Solana, not as beautiful of a chart, but it did just bounce perfectly off of this 100-day moving average, the orange line here. So potentially that was all we needed in Solana, and we can continue the uptrend. I think that's probably what's exactly going to play out, where that was the bottom for Solana, and then we can start trudging a little bit higher. It looks pretty good, although we did get definitively rejected from the 100-day moving average here. So we do still need to break above that and above this longer term trend line, which I have to extend out a little bit now because we have not yet broken above it. The higher this goes, the better. And I know that's the same for everything. When Pump Science launching tokens, I don't know, Beagle. I do not know, and I don't think they know either. They are taking it day by day with the market. Soon-ish. So get ready. It should be a fun, exciting time in the market. But again, I'm kind of under the idea that they shouldn't really launch any of them until Solana is above 200. In my opinion, that's when people should start launching exciting things. Solana above 200, ETH above 3,000, Bitcoin putting in all-time highs again. That's my personal opinion. We will see what actually ends up playing out. As far as Agent Bill, we got an influx of some buy orders here today and a little bit into yesterday. We're bouncing a little bit here. I don't want to see this continued sell-off here. I want to see us break up above. And I think with some new announcements coming shortly, we will. No one has money in this economy. It's interesting, Stephen, because people have money, just it's already invested. I think we saw some interesting reports that showed that retail specifically has already fully bought the dip. They've already basically funneled all their money into the dip on the indices here. And then now it's up for big money, aka Wall Street money, to move in. The large institutions to come in and start buying into the pressure, which is pretty unique. Usually you don't get retail just flooding in and buying up and then stopping. Usually retail FOMOs a little bit, but seems everyone's got a little bit of a reverse psychology right now. Definitely an interesting time to be in the market. We saw yesterday Tesla obviously fall off a cliff. That drama caused Tesla to fall like 16%, but here today up 5.5%. What are the actual impacts that happened, right? what are the actual impacts? We'll go over some of the posts too, because it's just funny, and I'm curious what you guys think. Obviously, my opinion on it is that it's literally just a nothing burger, just nonsense back and forth online, gaining some attention. Maybe there is a little bit of strategy behind it and it's being done intentionally, but I have no idea. Bitcoin price holds above 102,000, give or take. It went to $100,500. What we saw was a crazy amount of liquidations. So the drop caught traders offside with approximately $308 million in long positions liquidated. Among that, I'm sure that James dude got absolutely wiped out. I think he's totally done. Left licking his wounds after losing tens of millions of dollars. Came alongside an escalation in Musk's public feud with Trump and the Tesla boss, keeping his X platform on June 5th to say that Trump's plan of sweeping global tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of the year. So this is where a little bit of the strategy might come into play, because Trump really wants the Fed to cut rates. And the Fed, especially with the economic data we've been getting, is not super keen on cutting rates due to, in part, Trump's tariffs. It's pushing back the rate cuts. And you can actually go see on the Fed futures that there is a 0% chance that they cut rates in the next meeting in 12 days. And even the one in July, which was previously pretty even, is now got almost no shot at a rate cut. Even into September, you're still looking at a very low odds. Like 40% of the market is believing that there will not be a rate cut even into September. So all this drama, all this negativity, this uncertainty is making the Fed less and less likely to cut rates. So it's having a pretty interesting impact on the market, aside from just the volatility and people losing money. But yeah, let's see. Trump said in a post on his Truth Social platform that he was going to be terminating Musk's government subsidies and contracts, and that would save billions and billions of dollars for the US government. Musk responded saying, in light of President's statement about canceling my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately, which was pretty interesting. And then we saw a random no-name person under the account name of Alaska say, you guys are acting like children. Let's take a step back and revisit it all tomorrow. And then Musk was like, all right, you're right. I'm not going to scale back Dragon. We'll continue pushing forward, which is just funny. Kind of shows that they're just talking without any real thoughts. Yeah, but I'm curious what you guys think. At least we're poor together. RIP. Yeah, I prefer pre-rich Wild Africa. Thank you. What's good, David? Curious what you guys think about all this drama back and forth. I think it's, again, a lot of nothing, but it does cause uncertainty, which is a good indication for you guys as to why you shouldn't be super leveraged in the market, because you never know when they're going to tweet irrationally. As far as the TLT trade, my conviction is still crazy high in this TLT trade playing out. Buying in this purple box area is super smart. I think I entered into the trade around here and then we immediately started losing some, but I just, like a couple days ago, added a bunch to the TLT in a lot of my retirement accounts. I think that the Fed is going to cut rates towards the end of this year, if not maybe early next year, but I think towards Q4 this year, I think they'll cut rates, and that's going to cause TLT to go up. Most people, it looks like, are expecting TLT to break down and keep going down, which is one way it could go, but not the way I expect it to go. The fun thing about bonds is that if you hold them to maturity, you get your money back plus the rate, plus the yield. They are risk-free in that sense. The way you lose money is if you're forced to sell them before they reach maturity. Now, a 20-year time frame is a lot to only earn 5% year over year, but that's why they're in my retirement accounts, because I'm not going to be touching those for decades. And so it doesn't really matter if I put 50, 60, 100% of my retirement account in bonds and then over time add in stocks, then it just becomes part of my portfolio, you know? And bonds should be something that you have in a portfolio, in my opinion, at least where they're at right now. Maybe a couple years ago, it was not a good idea to have the bonds when they were yielding nothing, but now they're yielding something substantial. So it's a good play in my opinion. As far as the economic data that came out, let's go ahead and go look at trusty Ben Cohen to see that 3 hours ago, the unemployment rate came out exactly what was expected, 4.2, which was the exact same as prior. So no movement in that, which is really good because we're showing that people are not losing their jobs. Then we got the non-farm payroll numbers, which came out a little bit better than expected, but a lot lower than last month, which is still good. Better than expected is good. So the economy, the market is still pretty warm, pretty hot. They're still doing good, although it had a giant cool down from that euphoria from 2021, 2022. But it looks like just to be a normalization. We will see how that continues to play out. You remember the Fed has that dual mandate, so there's two things that they're in charge of. They're in charge of keeping price stability, so not crazy inflation, which if you go look at Trueflation, oh, still not typing anything in. You go look at Trueflation, and we are not having crazy inflation, and I don't think we will have crazy inflation. Inflation rate has been under 2% since February of this year, which is good, really good. I think this will maintain very low and very stable. And then we also, the second mandate that they have is employment stability. So seeing non-farm payroll and unemployment come in stable and inflation low is really good. I think with Trump's pressure for them to cut, it's just going to be add more fire, or whatever the saying is, add more logs to the fire, or whatever, to get them to actually cut. So that's my take. I think that the drama back and forth is nothing, and it will maintain to be nothing, especially since it looks like they're already making up, right? We saw Trump post this, thank you Elon, just a couple days ago, and then we saw Elon posting that he thinks Trump should be impeached, which was the peak of it, or potentially the Epstein files, saying that Trump was in the Epstein files. That might have been the peak as well. A lot of back and forth, a lot of nonsense, but it looks like they're making up already. Elon went ahead and reposted a bunch of bullish things about Trump, which I don't think I found. Yeah. Scary. No. We'll see. All right, let's go ahead and get into the meat of what you guys are here for. We have the decentralized science landscape. Currently speaking, DeSci is down 3% today, with Bio trending number 1. Innovation Game and WellShare is pushing up the most in the market right now. What's bringing us up a lot? DNA up 400%. That's crazy. Definitely not true. Neos up 11. Gene up 10. TIG up 9, Not Defi Hellman up 8, a lot of volatility. Then things pulling us down, we got Solve, Zaya, DHP, which was up a crazy amount yesterday, and Opmentis pulling us down, and then the Real Genome pulling us down. Dynex too a little bit, but Dynex had some crazy rallies, so it does look like they unfortunately broke that strong uptrend that they were in yesterday, but still above 3 out of 4 of the moving averages. Want to see us move above that 4th moving average, or the 200-day moving average, to see this trend really maintain the reversal. And into some news. Love spats, exactly. Or lovers spats, precisely. So first up, talking about psychedelics. Interest in DMT science you haven't heard about before? That is an interesting hook choice from SciDao. But SciDao is holding an event in their Discord, I think today or tomorrow sometime. 7 a.m. in Los Angeles time today. So maybe they already held it. Yeah, it looks like they already held it. But June 6th, today, Friday, they held an event about DMT in their Discord. So hopefully they recorded it and you can go see. There are 900 holders of Sci, so it's a holders-only Discord channel before Friday. How verify your Sci tokens, get in the Discord, and see what they have to say about DMT. Up next, we have Cerebrum DAO. Catch one of the founders, Mark, at DeSci Berlin, along with the rest of the team from Cerebrum DAO as they progress towards bringing more innovation to traditional science. We see a massive potential for AI to revamp the landscape. This discussion will reflect our work on AI for DeSci. DMT is goated. I have not taken DMT. Actually, yes, I did, but I never broke through on DMT. So it just feels like shrooms if you don't break through. and really quick. DeSci Berlin will be very interesting to see what content comes out of DeSci Berlin. It was a good time last year, but again, I'm not going this year. I encourage you guys to go if you want to. They got a lot of interesting people showing up because it'll be at the Molecule headquarters. So almost everyone involved in the Molecule ecosystem will likely show up to this. Then we have a newsletter from Molecule, May 2025. So the TLDR is a full DeSci Berlin program is live. The proof of innovation or the proof of invention now available via API. Broke through the second time, honestly insane. Yeah, from what I hear, it's crazy, but it was a little nerve-wracking. SpineDAO raises $827,000 on Bio Protocol, and DeSci Fair takes over Solana Skyline Acceleration in New York. Vibe of the month, the propaganda we're not falling for. Interesting. I'm curious to read more about that in a second, but I want to showcase to you guys that Solana is now bull posting DeSci. So yesterday, June 5th at 12:30, they posted Accelerate Permissionless Science on Solana. Big shout out to everyone who joined us at the DeSci Fair in New York City. So Solana, word on the street is that they are going to be amping up some DeSci projects here very shortly. Pretty exciting. They had the DeSci Solana Fair, and now they're going to be talking more and more about DeSci because DeSci is one of those things that brings some validity to a chain. If they have DeSci, they can show that they're not all just meme coin casinos. And Solana has the reputation of being a meme coin casino. So they're a bit incentivized here to post about DeSci to kind of level out and show that they got some serious things building as well, which is a good thing for us because it brings in more attention to the space. Now, DeSci Berlin will be June 10th through the 11th. How many of you guys are going to go? How many of you guys are in the area? Can I get a 1 if you're going to go and a 0 if you're not going to be going? I want to see how many of you guys are in the area of Berlin and intend on going to this. The tracks for the new full program will include DeSci or TradSci bottlenecks, real world impacts from BioDAOs, AI x DeSci, and citizen science and multi-chain research. So I think the real world impact from BioDAOs will be really good, and I expect to see some good content from there just because it's going to showcase a lot of what's been going on behind the scenes. Thank you, Beagle. Next up, the proof of invention goes API native. You can now access POI directly via DeSci API, no front end needed, which means that agents can now push forward proof of invention metrics. Agents can now file for a POI, which is really cool. Everyone is opening up APIs, and APIs are the access for agents to do stuff online. So everything works through APIs. Even a front end to a back end is really just API calls. And so if you replace the front end with just straight APIs open to the public, then people can make agentic systems to do the same thing that you would do normally. But as AI progresses, the ability to use these tools becomes more and more proficient, which is really good. SpineDAO raising a lot of money. You guys have seen a lot of stuff about SpineDAO. We even just saw that Data Lake is partnering with SpineDAO to help with their community patent stuff or their community access to data. Love it. SpineDAO W, Data Lake W. I want to see more from Data Lake. And Pump Science accelerate 650 plus PhD gens packed into the first ever DeSci Fair, a hands-on demo of how CryptoX science is already real. So that's cool. Again, Pump Science really got a lot of attention at the DeSci Solana Fair, so I would not be surprised to see some exciting things come from Pump Science here shortly. Like I said, I just had the call where I was talking with a couple of the drug devs from Pump Science, so things are moving as the market's heating up. And this is something that I wanted to see, but I've not seen them say this before. So vibe of the month, the propaganda we're not falling for. This month, a viral meme format took over. The propaganda I'm not falling for, so we made our own. The propaganda I'm not falling for. You need millions in VC funding to run a clinical trial. If it's not published in a paywall journal, it doesn't count. Data should stay private, and to protect innovation, you need to publish or perish. You can't fund research with tokens. We are building the alternative. That's cool. Nice little graphic. Let's go ahead and hit the thumbs up on that. Just like you guys should as you come into the live stream, please hit the thumbs up button. It means the world to me, and it shows me that you guys really care about the content. Hit the thumbs up. We also have stuff from Curetopia. I'm just scrolling through to see. We got another thing from CreatorBid, and then that is the news that I had. So again, just a reminder, they keep talking about it, but cells or yeast cells seem to be one of the best ways to conduct short trials on different drug compounds. So Curetopia is working with existing drug compounds, and they are just refurbishing them to work on rare diseases. And they are doing that in yeast models because yeast has very much the same pathways to producing proteins as humans, because it's all the same stuff that we've had for millennia or however long, if you believe in the evolution theory. Let me grab some water. Our unofficial official sponsor. CreatorBid just made another announcement of another Tau Council member. So another fantastic addition to the current council structure with Tau Fu. Interesting. A BitTensor subnet launchpad and tokenization, allowing subnet owners to raise capital without selling alpha tokens. Joining the CreatorBid Tau Council, this is none other than the team building one of the most important primitives in the BitTensor ecosystem right now, subnet seeds, SNS. A shout out over to ICP with the SNS. Tau Fu unlocks a liquid, aligned, and transparent way to invest in subnets instead of closed-door OTC deals that harm emissions. SNS lets funders and the community take real skin in the game while keeping subnet performance intact. So it seems like CreatorBid is gearing up to launch a subnet here soon, I would venture to say, which is pretty crazy. LOL at Grant Cardone. Yeah, they're doing a lot. They've been pushing like crazy, CreatorBid, and I want to see how the token looks right now. The bid token. Up 4% today, so not a crazy amount, but it is good to see them pushing higher a little bit. I want to see CreatorBid break out above 10 cents ideally. If we could get some momentum above 10 cents, so a little double up from here. The bare minimum, I would like to see us push back up to retest that 8 cents, 8 or 9 cents. But a break above 10 cents in the this month would be the bullish sentiment indicator to see that it's go time. It's game on, baby. It is game on, baby. I'm also, let's just see Kaito as well, up 3.5%. You guys know I have a little bag here. And Proto KOL, my non-DeSci plays. Protocol down 16% today is pretty painful. Small market cap. I think it'll have its time in the sun, and I do think it will rally like crazy. But for now, it's chilling, doing what everything else seems to be doing, just dumping. It seems like most of you guys will not be in Dubai. So, is my chat a little bit low? You guys can't see much, huh? Let's adjust this a little. How long has it been like this? There we go. All right, now you can see the full chat above my head. Thoughts on YNE? I like the project, but chart is ugly. Am I early or just stupid? YNE had a lot of virality and a lot of excitement when they first launched. And then, like everything in AI, it has come down substantially. And like everything in DeSci, it also came down substantially. I wouldn't say that this is an ugly chart by any means. 3.6 million. I would say that this is just a standard looking chart in DeSci. It had the pop, the drop, and it's trying to lock it. So the same pattern we see over and over again. I would watch carefully for a tick up in AI/DeSci. Remember, they have a lot of exciting stuff going on. They have founders who I think know how to market and know how to get attention. Both the founders are big influencers as well, so they're definitely very connected. I'd be curious to see how it performs over the longer term. I do think that when DeSci and AI take off a bit, that yes no error will probably do pretty damn good. It'll probably do really good, but it's just a matter of time. It got crazy high, all the way up to $110 million in market cap, so it had to definitely come back down. Looks a little bit like Riff and Euro, but marginally worse. We saw Riff start to round out a little bit, but then took another nosedive. Maybe not worse than Riff and Euro. It looks very much the exact same, actually. The terribleness of a non-log chart. That's why you need log. Log makes everything look a little bit better. Do you think the projects from 2024 got less potential in them than the new ones? No, I do not. But I do think that there's something to be said about projects that are just launching now that don't have too much chart history. There's something psychologically that happens with people when they see something that's new and shiny and hasn't gone through all the crazy experimentation, right? Hasn't gone through all of the excitement from a pump, right? People think that they're in on something early. With that being said, things that have already seen crazy moves that can then kind of solidify a bottom and show that they're starting to round back out. Like if Riff here, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. If Riff here can kind of start to form that bottom and start to tick back up however long it takes and start to show, like get to that $10 million area, 15 million, I think people will funnel into the momentum really quickly. But so I don't think projects that are old have a negative to them. If they're from last cycle, then yes. I don't think many projects from last cycle will do crazy numbers this cycle. But that's, again, another one of my own personal biases. Research Coin is technically from last cycle, and it's one of the easiest DeSci plays out there. Like, yeah, it's been range bound since December of 23. It's just been going sideways for the most part, chopping from highs to lows. And yeah, we'll see how this all ends up playing out. But Research Coin is one of the oldest DeSci projects out there. Launched back here in 22, so end of the bull market, in the bear market of last cycle, and then had the crazy rallies. Heads up, Soph appears to be wanting to come in to the studio room, but she did not open the door this time, so that is bullish. Yeah, that's most of what I had for you guys, but let's open it up and start chatting. You say Riff kills the worms. Unfortunately, all the compounds end up killing all of the test studies, but you're looking at King of the Pill. Which one extends the life of the study of the participants the most? Oh, MIT research review. Crypto billionaire Brian Armstrong is ready to invest in CRISPR baby tech. What did I tell you guys? That genetic engineering of the baby that allowed it to live with that rare disease opened the door for a lot of money to flow into personalized medicine. Then we got a post from Bill. Your findings didn't need a journal. They needed a network that believed in you. And now we have one. Bullish. Tens pros. Hairdow with the basic minoxidil 5% and finasteride 0.1% mixture that they got going for sale on their website. One of the few projects with real product that you can actually go buy right now, paired with their shampoo product and their coin ticker poo. No hard scoping allowed, radars off. Trump versus Elon. Elon wins. Elon is already a gamer. Trump is not. My hands are freezing. My hands are freezing. It is Friday, actually. So, in tradition with what we normally do on Fridays is talk about the Agent Bill progress and what's been going on with Bill. I shall give you guys some insight for the second half of the live stream. I almost forgot actually, but I have begun reaching out to a lot of different DeSci companies to initiate conversation about making partnerships and getting Bill involved in their Telegram to some capacity. So I still haven't solidified and nailed down everything. And to be completely transparent with you guys, I still have not finished the complete tool set for Bill to really become super useful in other people's Telegrams. I should get that done through the weekend, but it's proving to be a lot more difficult than I initially expected. Once that's completed, I already have the first couple projects lined up to partner with Bill. And so we should see some excitement around that and some people, like some engagement from their communities and from those official accounts of the partnerships. And then we'll see Bill in several different Telegrams. At first, just a fly on the wall, collecting data and helping with the community. Because that's what I think most people in DeSci, most of the scientists ignore. But from there, with the data, we can do a lot of interesting things. And I want to get Bill involved with some of the DeSci activities as well. So really making him a catch-all for decentralized science and trying to work as hard as I can to set up infrastructure so that every single DeSci company out there will partner with Bill, because I think they're going to have to eventually. The way that it's setting up right now, and of course we'll see how it goes with time, but the way everything is setting up right now, and I'm being cryptic intentionally because I don't want people to take the idea and run, or to make too many copies of the same thing. A lot of the value prop obviously comes from my connections in the industry, but we should see some crazy engagement with Bill here shortly. Beagle says, I hope those from 2024 at least hit previous all-time highs. I hope so as well. I think we'll see, I do think that we'll see DeSci breaking out into new all-time highs. I do think that we will see it. Maybe not the Red Genesises of the world unless we completely CTO them because they've deleted their account. But I do think that we'll see like Noble putting in new highs. I think we'll see Well putting in new highs. I think we'll see Art putting in new highs. Obviously that one's a lot easier because it's new. Poseidon DAO for sure. Genomes DAO for sure. I think we'll see a lot of them putting in new all-time highs. Let's see how Psy is doing right now. Yeah, it's holding up good. It's gearing up. It's like it's getting ready for that move. I still am holding my expectation that we hit $10 here pretty shortly, which is a good 20x from here. People in here have a lot more Bill than I do, but just my opinion, it's going to have to be listed on CoinGecko to go big time. I could see it. I could see that being a requirement. We'll see. You guys know the dilemma with it already, but it'd have to relaunch with a new ticker if we wanted to do that. Definitely up for debate. We can do it, but it's just going to be a lot of stagnation, a lot of work to go get everything set up for that. It can happen though. I think Bill goes to $5 no matter what. I think Bill goes to $5 no matter what. I think it would be a nice to have if it gets listed on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, but I don't think it's a must have personally. I think it would be nice, but I don't know that it's a must have. I think the must have is the connections, the uses, and the real world activation of Bill. Getting him into every DeSci project's Telegram, getting him involved with the actual projects, getting them announcing collaboration and talking with him and actually engaging, and people seeing the education that he brings to the space, I think will be enough to drive him like crazy as people want to gain exposure to some of the more advanced technical tools and some of the more advanced features in Bill's tool case, like being able to break out and get reports on activities that are going on behind the scenes of a lot of these projects, I think will be worth it. What percent of Bitcoin alts you have? I can ask, if I can ask. Of course, you can always ask. You can always ask. My percent of Bitcoin to altcoins is 0. I am 100% altcoins. I do not have even a single, well, I probably have like $100 to $200 worth of Bitcoin just floating out there, around there in different accounts. But overall, I have nothing meaningful in Bitcoin. Just a couple $100 floating in some old accounts. I think I have some Bitcoin actually chilling on some of those Bitcoin protocols out there, like ORDs, like I forget what they're called right now because it's been like 2 years since I was scooping any of it and trying to engage with that ecosystem. But I probably have a couple $100 in there. Maybe, who knows, maybe it's up to 1,000 now. I have not checked at all, but not much at all. I am full-blown alts, DeSci, AI, little bit of DePIN, but not even really. And I think I will crush it. Absolutely crush it. It's just been painful, again, you guys know, with the dominance just continuing to truck higher, 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 higher. I know most of you guys have Bitcoin, and I think during the bear market, I will buy up some Bitcoin to hold on to and keep Bitcoin in my portfolio moving on from there. But right now, I got none. Bankruptcy season, no. From here, you might see a 1.5x on Bitcoin, but on alts, it's 10x at least. I think we got, yeah, honestly, no, I agree. I think you're going to see like a 50% gain on Bitcoin, maybe a 2x left on Bitcoin. But I think you can pick really strong contenders in the altcoin market for 10, 20, 50, 100x's. 65% Bitcoin is crazy, but not surprising. WC90, let's effing go. That's how he can afford the gifted. Let's go. OOPZ just launched on virtuals. Let's go see. Oops. 2 hours ago. Oracle of Preferences ZK by virtuals. A $3 million market cap, currently entering into the drop part of the launch of the token. This is it. Let's go check out X, see if he's up there. It is. Built by XDTTD NFT, acquired by Animoca brands. Doxed MVP ready team powered by virtuals, incubated by a rocket agent. Bullish. Lab grown diamonds. What is this? What are they doing? Everyone is bankrupt. No. No one's bankrupt. No one's going bankrupt. You hear? InfoFi platform for preference insights. Nice. Superior data insight powered by AI agents. Nice. Unlike traditional data platforms that rely on surface metrics, our advanced AI analyzes contextual signals to quantify attention and influence. Web3 powered verification, AI-driven interaction, and AI twin, privacy-focused design, multi-layer data collection, gamified user experience, and business intelligence dashboard. Ooh, I love to see it. Love to see it. Vibra, bullish. WVibra, Vibra. Let's go. Let's go. Shillin' Bill to all their followers. Keep crushing it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Bill's going to be part of the Bill is part of the InfoFi niche, part of the season of InfoFi. He gathers all the possible information around decentralized science and tries to aggregate it and give it to people in the Diamond chat. And will be expanding quite dramatically here in the next or this month. I can't give any specific deadlines on it, but this month we'll see Bill really making headlines. It'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun, actually. All of that time skipping live streams to go build Bill is finally going to be paying off here ASAP. So really excited, really excited to put something out attached to my name, which I think will be used for centuries to come. Millennia. We'll IPO Bill on the stock market one day. He will be the greatest IPO ever. I don't have knowledge. I just do what Patrick tells me to do. Well, Beagle, no, don't do that. Let's not do that. Don't just copy what I'm doing. Come up with your own theses. Bill will be giving the update on X or just Telegram. For now, just Telegram, but X is definitely on the roadmap, trying to enhance the X. But for now, just Telegrams. Beagle, not going to make it. No. Beagle will make it. Yeah. Bill. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, I agree, Greg. This probably should have stayed in the drafts. That's crazy. That's crazy. Who posts that? Who puts that out on the internet? The internet is forever. That shall stay there forever. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? It's Friday. It's technically, if you guys remember, Fitness Friday. So everyone get down and do some push-ups. Get the body moving. What's the point of making money if you're not going to be around to use it? So definitely take care of your health and get things going. I will be in the Telegram and in the Discord. Again, I'm going to be pushing hard this weekend to try and get everything finalized for Bill to start pushing the announcements of partnerships public next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm really gunning aggressively. I also must say that tomorrow is Amanda's birthday, and so I likely won't be able to do much work tomorrow on everything, which means I really got to get it down today. And then Monday, Tuesday, no live streams. Monday, Tuesday. I'm taking Amanda on a surprise little trip. So no live stream Monday, Tuesday. So just so everyone's aware. Everyone's on the same page here, all right? So you won't see me again till Wednesday. But Wednesday, everyone better be geared up and ready. Everyone better be excited come Wednesday. Finished gym for the day. Let's go. What the fuck is Shrift doing here? I agree. WTF. Coordinate with bid 2 V2 launch. I know. Well, that's part of it. I want to be finished with Bill and like making the partnership before I have Creator Bid do a highlight on Bill. They've asked multiple times and I've said yes, but I've been holding off on having them actually do it because I want him pushing partnerships and actually having people using him when they go and promote it. So it's been difficult being a one-man team trying to build it all and get it all aligned and pushed out there. But Creator Bid will be promoting Bill very shortly. And Creator Bid has been gaining some crazy attention lately too. So it's a good mixture. You know, they got 170,000 followers now and they get crazy good engagement on stuff that they post about. So they're going to do an announcement post on Bill, but I just have to coordinate with them to get it. And like I said, I wanted to wait for Bill to really have partnerships and be pushed out there using. Selling Bill and buying on Wednesday. God damn it, Beagle. Appreciate the heads up. We're going to pump, boys. Patrick MIA means we pump. Better metric than the silly moon charts. It is a good metric. Me going on little trips, little time off, does get the market moving, it seems. Unless I fly. If I fly, it doesn't seem to do too well. But as long as I'm not flying, we can still get some crazy movements in the market. So, fingers crossed. Patrick off, DeSci pumps. Let's go. I'll sacrifice my entire career as a content creator if that is the case. I will just stay in the Discords, in the Telegrams for the rest of my time. If it means that we get a pump, if that means we get alt season, I will do it. I am happy to be the sacrificial lamb in that sense. Crack my back. Keep pushing, Patrick. Let's go, Dr. Crypto. Let's go. Cool. All right. get everything going, get everything lined up, be ready. What do we think about Noble? I'm still hanging on to my Noble, not selling a single penny of that thing. I think it's probably down today. Yep, down 0.03%. Still going down, about to hit new lows again. It seems like capitulation after capitulation. I am still hanging on tight to my Noble bag though. Nothing will remove me from that bag. The long-term effects of Noble are not something to be ignored. It's something that I've cemented myself as part of, and I will go down with the ship if that's what happens, but I don't see a world where that's actually what happens. That Noble is a solid play, a solid project. I just wish that they had their content better. All right, guys. Like, if any of you guys are on TikTok, go look at Noble's posts and Nerd Bunny's posts. It's so not what I told them to do, but it's all right. They get to do whatever they want to do. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing into. I appreciate you guys being here with me on the live stream. Definitely go out and get some exciting stuff going for yourself. I'm just checking out their website, dev.nobleblocks. Continue with Google. Bullish. Patrick. 11 days ago, Shelley. Large language models, small labor market effects. The publication platform, they need to start getting people on it. It's there. It's workable. It's usable. It's all live. They just need to start getting people on there, posting jobs. QQQQ. Weird. 79 days ago. Ugh. Oh, they got the AI detection bot live on the website. You can upload PDFs and get the free trial of their Nerd Bunny agent auditing the research. They need to promote this in academic journals. They need to get people on the website to use this. They need to go. They need to push. Everything's on it. The updates are all out. The publications are there, ready to be used. So, W Noble. All right, guys. I don't know what happened to MK. I haven't seen him in a